The market that spent years justifying premium pricing just ran out of arguments. Not because the industry chose to be generous, because supply shifts, import corrections, and competitive pressure forced a recalibration no marketing budget could hold back. 8 powerful pistols, platform-grade capability, serious performance credentials. At price points the industry spent years insisting weren't possible. The pricing structure that locked serious shooters out just collapsed. Here's what's available now. This video is for educational purposes only and does not promote harm or unsafe use of firearms. Number 8. Glock 17 Gen 5. The Glock 17 Gen 5 is what happens when a platform becomes so proven, so battle-tested, that people start taking it for granted. And in 2026, that's exactly why it's showing up in price drops that don't match its reputation. This isn't just another full-size pistol. This is the backbone of modern handgun design, trusted by military units, law enforcement agencies, and countless civilians who need something that works without excuses. The Gen 5 version refines that legacy with a smoother trigger pull, improved barrel accuracy, and a recoil impulse that stays consistent no matter how hard you push it. In the hand, it feels simple, almost stripped down, but that simplicity is its strength, eliminating unnecessary variables and focusing purely on function. Out on the range, it cycles like a machine that doesn't understand failure, feeding, firing, and ejecting, with a rhythm that builds confidence fast. The capacity gives you breathing room, the size gives you control, and the overall design makes it one of the easiest pistols to maintain and keep running long-term. But here's what makes this moment different. Seeing a Glock 17 Gen 5 sitting at unusually low price points in 2026 feels like the market is temporarily out of balance. Because this isn't a budget gun, it's a proven survival tool, and right now, it's more accessible than it has any right to be. Number 7. Springfield Echelon 4.0C Comp. The Springfield Echelon 4.0C Comp feels like it showed up at exactly the right moment. Right when prices started slipping and expectations started dropping, this pistol stepped in and quietly raised the bar again. Built around Springfield's modern central operating group system, it's not just another compact. It's a modular platform designed to adapt, evolve, and keep up with how people actually run their guns today. The first thing that stands out is how balanced it feels. The compensated design isn't just a feature on paper. You feel it in the way the muzzle stays flatter, the way the gun tracks during rapid fire, the way it comes back on target without hesitation. The grip texture is aggressive but controlled, giving you a secure hold without turning your hands into sandpaper. And the ergonomics naturally guide your aim like the gun wants to perform well. The trigger is clean, deliberate, and confidence-building, making each shot feel intentional instead of rushed. On the range, it runs fast but stays composed, blending speed with control in a way that makes you push it harder without realizing it. And here's the shift. While this kind of innovation usually commands a premium, 2026 pricing trends are pulling guns like this into reach. That means you're not just getting something new, you're getting something advanced, at a price that suddenly makes a lot more sense. Number 6. Shadow Systems CR92OXL. The Shadow Systems CR92OXL is what happens when a company takes a proven concept and pushes it right to the edge of what a compact pistol can do. And in 2026, shifting prices are making that kind of performance far more accessible than it used to be. This isn't a basic concealed carry gun. It's a refined, purpose-built machine designed for shooters who want control, precision, and efficiency in a smaller footprint. The extended slide and optimized frame give it a balance that feels surprisingly stable, almost like a larger pistol hiding in a compact form. The grip texture is aggressive, locking your hand in place, while the undercut and frame design keep everything aligned naturally when you present the gun. Then there's the trigger, crisp, responsive, and far more refined than what most people expect in this size category, giving you the ability to shoot fast without losing discipline. On the range, the CR920XL feels controlled and deliberate, with recoil that stays manageable and predictable, letting you stack shots with confidence. But what makes this moment interesting is the price shift. Because a pistol like this, built with premium features and enhanced ergonomics, normally sits well above entry-level budgets. Now, with prices softening, it starts to blur that line, giving you a higher-end shooting experience without the usual barrier that kept most people out. Number 5. Smith & Wesson M and P Shield X, The Smith & Wesson M&P Shield X is the kind of pistol that doesn't try to reinvent the wheel. It refines it until it becomes almost impossible to ignore, especially now that 2026 pricing shifts are pulling it into a much more accessible range. Built on one of the most trusted concealed carry platforms ever made, this version pushes capacity, control, and shootability further than most people expected from a slim-profile handgun. The moment you grip it, the texture stands out, aggressive enough to stay locked in during rapid fire, but still comfortable for all-day carry. The frame is thin, easy to conceal, yet engineered to give you enough surface area to maintain real control when things speed up. Then you get to the trigger, and this is where the evolution becomes clear. Cleaner break, more defined reset, and a consistency that builds confidence with every shot. On the range, the Shield X doesn't feel like a compromise. It feels sharp, responsive, and surprisingly stable for its size, with recoil that stays manageable and predictable. But what really changes the conversation is value, because this level of refinement coming from a platform with proven reliability usually holds its price. Now, with the market cooling off, you're looking at a pistol that blends concealability and performance at a cost that suddenly makes it a much smarter grab for anyone paying attention. Number 4. Walther PPQ M2. The Walther PPQ M2 is one of those pistols that serious shooters respect instantly, but somehow still gets overlooked when people chase newer releases, and in 2026, falling prices are putting it right back into the spotlight where it belongs. This gun built its reputation on one thing above everything else: the trigger. And not just a good trigger, but one of the cleanest, most responsive striker-fired triggers ever put into a production pistol. The take-up is smooth, the break is crisp, and the reset is short and tactile, giving you a level of control that makes fast, accurate shooting feel almost effortless. But it's not just the trigger. The ergonomics are exceptional, with a grip that feels sculpted to your hand, allowing natural point of aim without fighting the gun. On the range, the PPQ M2 feels alive, quick to cycle, easy to control, and incredibly consistent when you start pushing speed. Recoil stays predictable, and the overall balance keeps everything steady, even during rapid strings. What makes this moment interesting is how the market has shifted, because a pistol that once sat firmly in the mid to high price tier is now showing up at far more approachable levels. That means you're not just getting a respected design, you're getting a performance-driven handgun that still competes with modern options, now at a price that makes ignoring it a serious mistake. Number 3. Taurus TX9. The Taurus TX9 is the kind of pistol that benefits the most when prices start dropping, because it was already punching above its weight, and now it's stepping into territory where it becomes almost impossible to ignore. Taurus has been quietly refining its lineup, and the TX9 reflects that shift toward more serious, performance-focused designs. The moment you pick it up, it feels balanced and surprisingly well thought out, with a grip that gives you a secure hold without feeling bulky, making it comfortable for both range sessions and practical use. The trigger is where expectations start to change. It's smoother and more predictable than many people anticipate, giving you a consistent break that helps build confidence with each shot. Out on the range, the TX9 holds its own, managing recoil in a way that keeps it controlled and easy to track, allowing for steady follow-up shots without fighting the gun. It cycles reliably, stays composed under pressure, and delivers a shooting experience that feels far more refined than its price suggests. And that's where the current market shift really matters, because as prices continue to soften in 2026, a pistol like this becomes an even smarter pickup. It's not just affordable anymore. It's a value-driven option that proves you don't have to spend big to get something capable, dependable, and ready for real-world use. Number 2. SIG Sauer P320 M.O.D. The SIG Sauer P320 M.O.D. takes everything people already respect about the P320 platform and pushes it into a more adaptable, future-ready direction. And in a market where prices are starting to dip, that flexibility suddenly becomes a lot more attractive. This isn't just a handgun, it's a system built around modularity, allowing you to change frames, slides, and configurations depending on what you actually need, not what you're stuck with. The feel in the hand is deliberate and balanced, with ergonomics that naturally guide your aim, while the trigger delivers that familiar SIG character, smooth on the take-up, clean on the break, and consistent enough to build trust over time. On the range, it performs with confidence, handling recoil in a controlled, predictable way that lets you stay locked in during rapid fire, without losing rhythm. The real advantage, though, is how it evolves with you. You're not buying a single setup. You're investing in a platform that can adapt as your skills or needs change. And here's where 2026 shifts the conversation, because a system like this, which normally sits at a higher entry point, is now showing up at more competitive prices. That means you're getting versatility, proven performance, and long-term value in one package, without the usual barrier that kept many shooters on the outside looking in. Number 1. Staccato C4X. The Staccato C4X is the kind of pistol that normally lives in a completely different world. A world of premium builds, elite performance, and price tags that keep most people at a distance. But when prices start slipping in 2026, even slightly, it changes the conversation, because now you're looking at a handgun that was never meant to be affordable, suddenly becoming more attainable than ever. Built on the 2011 style platform, the C4X delivers a shooting experience that feels on another level the moment you press the trigger. It's not just smooth, it's surgical. The trigger break is incredibly clean, almost effortless, with a reset so precise it feels like it's guiding your finger. In the hand, the weight and balance create a sense of control that polymer pistols struggle to match, soaking up recoil and keeping the muzzle flat and predictable. On the range, it doesn't just perform, it dominates, allowing faster follow-up shots, tighter groupings, and a level of confidence that builds almost instantly. Every component feels refined, tuned, and intentional, like nothing was left to chance. And that's what makes this moment so interesting, because while it's still a premium firearm, shifting prices mean it's no longer as far out of reach as it once was. This isn't just buying a pistol, it's stepping into a different tier of performance entirely. Outro. So here's the reality. 2026 isn't just changing prices, it's changing opportunities. Pistols that once felt out of reach are suddenly within grasp, and the smart buyers are already paying attention. The question is simple. Are you going to wait or take advantage while it lasts? Drop your pick in the comments and subscribe for more no-nonsense breakdowns like this.